In today's video, we review what the Liver King eats in a day. And just when you think the internet doesn't get much crazier, along comes another. Roll the titles.
For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. As always, just a quick reminder that I'm now offering the SIBO organic acid stool test and consult via my website. So if you have any health or digestive problems, then consider taking these tests, as they will provide a lot of very detailed information upon which you can start making informed decisions and then start getting your health back on track. And on that bombshell, to the video. So right from the outset, I'm going to say what you're all thinking, in that there is no way that this guy is naturally that big. Joe Rogan and many others have called him out for steroid use, but for some reason Liver King still denies this. Whatever he is taking though, I bet my house on the fact that this guy never got this big from diets alone.
It's the twilight hours, which is about 6:30ish, 6:40. And so first thing we do is we get out of bed and then we boil a cup of coffee. And what I mean by a cup of coffee is we boil a cup of water. And so if we're drinking coffee at the time, we'll have coffee. If we're not drinking coffee at the time, like today, it's just a warm cup of water.
Coffee gets demonized a lot, and often it's justified because people use the stimulant as a crutch to get through the day. So they will have coffee morning, noon, and night. But if you enjoy a coffee here and there, enjoy your coffee. It's certainly going to do you no harm.
And then this is what I do. I come out here, go for about a 30-minute walk, bare feet connected directly to the earth for 30 minutes, and I think. And I think through the day, what I want to achieve for the day, the outcomes that I want to see for the day.
I actually like this. I think that many of us are caught in this cycle of jumping out of bed, throwing breakfast down our necks, and then getting out the door as quickly as possible and into the car and heading off to work. I think we could all benefit from a 10 to 20 minute start to the day like this. It could be meditation, it could be just sitting in the garden, or even going for a walk. But whatever you do, I think there is a lot to be said about being present before life takes over for the day. And that is probably the only thing that I will agree with the Liver King on for the rest of the video. So let's see where he goes from here.
It's probably a 10-minute drive. We're going over to the headquarters. It's on some acreage where you have a bunch of wildlife, a bunch of land, and it's just a beautiful place, an ancestral place to do ancestral work.
Not quite sure what he means by ancestral work while driving that non-ancestral gas-guzzling tank, but okay.
What's up, guys? Good morning. What's up, bro? Good morning. What's up, bro? Good morning, man. What's up, bro? Good morning.
What are we missing? We're missing Shadow? Where's that guy?
Looks like a mafia table.
Okay, so I'll tell my story. We had Striker and Rat, and then they were allergic to everything. They would be sick, like if they touched a dog, they would get hives. You just never knew when they were gonna have some sort of reaction. And I know I've shared this with you guys before, but they both had anaphylactic reactions. They both stopped breathing.
I can't even imagine what it's like to see a child go through something like that, but to have that happen to two children, what a tough break.
Multiple times. They both went to the hospital multiple times by ambulance because they stopped breathing. And so, it's really no hyperbole to state that we didn't know if we were gonna lose them. And so, everywhere we went with them, we had an EpiPen and we had Benadryl. Everywhere.
It would be really interesting to know a bit more about these kids' medical histories and the diets that they were eating and what testing they had done to give a bit more context to what he is saying.
I mean, if the kids were going to ski school, you have to have the same conversation with the ski school instructors. Here's the Benadryl, here's the EpiPen. And so there's just no life to live, really. Every doctor told us the same thing. Here's more Benadryl, here's another EpiPen. You just got to manage the symptoms. And so we finally just took matters into our hands and we said, we're going to figure this out. We did the gaps. And so that's what happened. That was really the transition to the robust health was.
I really applaud the path that they took if nothing was really working. Clearly the guy is going to want to see that his children are healthy and well. I suppose my only concern for them as a family is that while his kids appear to have resolved these health issues by a sizable dietary shift, he is still none the wiser as a parent as to what was causing these issues in the first place. Therefore, I hope he is still looking for answers in the background, as the diet that they are using may be an effective crutch for now, but who knows how these underlying health issues will manifest over the coming years.
The GAPS diet was Weston A. Price Foundation, was Sally Fallon's work in eating organic, in-season food, wild-caught, nose-to-tail food. These kids that we thought were kind of meandering through life, the rings around their eyes went away, their fatigue went away, their skin color came back. This life that we didn't know they should be living just kind of came, it's like the lights came back on. And when we saw that happen with them, of course, we're going to adopt the same things in our lives. And
I'm not sure why he would need to adopt the same dietary patterns as his kids. It would be interesting to hear what health issues him and his wife were having to warrant such a shift.
So we saw a new level of optimization in what we were doing. And so from a selfish standpoint, we leaned into that. But from like a duty and obligation, responsibility, purpose, and passion standpoint, like if this is a way that you can kind of resuscitate your kids, you have to share this stuff with the world.
I would agree, but what you don't do in that situation is to run to the world and say that you're all doing it wrong. What he is saying is that plants are predominantly bad solely on what was happening to his children.
And so that's really was how Ancestral Supplements was born. Here's how we can share this message with the world so that this can go mainstream and create sort of an easy, more palatable, convenient way to eat nose to tail and to get the message out.
This is the point that I lose all respect for this guy. If the animal foods that him and his family are eating are so healthy and they can fix all manner of health issues, as he often cites, then why would someone need to buy these supplements? And let's be clear here, these supplements are far from ancestral.
So this is just really the reminder, right? Like these are our whys.
Look, clearly I'm not against supplements. Supplements for some people can be life-changing and for some people necessary based on their health status. I would never sell or endorse a supplement because I think there is an ethical line that you cross when you do this type of thing as a health professional. Just have a look at how many people were sat around that table to feed on these profits from those supplements. And again, coming back to my earlier point, if his ancestral diet is so healthy, why are these supplements even necessary?
We have liver with breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And if you want to make it the most delicious treat ever, most people don't know this is the secret sauce. Put your 30 grams of maple syrup, if you earned it. You put 5 grams of legitimate Redmond sea salt. And you put 5 grams of real olive oil. And it's the most buttery, caramel, dessert tasting treat. And if you want to have a positive association with liver for the rest of your life and reprogram and rewire the way you associate it, I'll tell you right now, that's what does it.
Very ancestral, hey, dousing liver in maple syrup. To be fair though, is the only way he's going to get many people to eat it.
So we have 30 grams of a delicious whole beef protein shake.
Nice and ancestral.
We're gonna have 4 farm fresh fertilized eggs. We have a Liver King concoction here with about 80 to 100 grams of grass-fed, grass-finished yogurt, some maple syrup, some salt. We have 3 ounces of some liver with some maple syrup, some olive oil, some salt. And again, we got the homemade pork rinds. This is what Liver King is having for his second post-workout meal of the day.
It's really funny how this guy constantly talks about our ancestral way of eating and his diet is anything but.
Okay, so what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna call the CEO of Medicine Man Plant Company. We're gonna do our weekly check-in with him. He's gonna walk us through the culture, the chemistry, what's working, and reconnect us to the why.
If reports on the internet are to be believed, then the Liver King is making $1 to $1.5 million a month selling his supplements. It almost makes me a little sick, having watched his why, that he would use his children's illnesses as a justification for pushing massive amounts of supplements that have not been proven in any health setting.
So, am I missing anything? 3, 2.
Again, very ancestral, coming straight out of that oven.
Liver King here,
Welcome back to my Friday dinner. I just finished my workout about an hour ago. Right, this is what Liver King's having for dinner today. Liver King out.
Ah, that's how you get a body like that. The burgers, cheese, and honey diet.
So I just want to make sure that you guys are on your worst behaviors. Hey, grab the ketchup and the pickles. The food is hot. It's time to eat.
Here, Striker, we got potatoes. So what's up with the color there?
Oh, the purple potatoes?
Japanese purple potatoes, bro.
I didn't even know that.
But it was like the healthiest potatoes on earth.
At least they are getting some vegetables in their diets. So clearly the Liver King is a controversial character who has come under attack from many different locations. He's pushing a diet that is not endorsed by any health organisations in the world. He's also pushing supplements that have zero clinical evidence behind them, and he is pocketing millions a month in the process. Beyond that, what can you say? It's just another fad diet that will hopefully be gone as quickly as it came before too many people get sucked into wasting their money and potentially ruining their health. So that's the end of today's video. If you enjoyed this video, then be sure to check out this one up here because I'm sure you'll find it equally interesting. And the only other thing that's left for me to say is to remember to look after your body because it's the only place you have to live. And I'll see you next time.